It has time to cook through the entire
thing.
Okay.
Exactly. So,
yes,
quail eggs.
Quail eggs. Want me to crack them for you?
Please, please. I brought you a knife because how many people have used a quail egg in the past? Anybody cooked with one? It is, I'm going to be real, she's trying to do it right now. It is the hardest thing to do because it has a membrane on the inside that's almost like plastic. So you kind of crack it and then you use a knife to get through it. Okay, now you are, okay, you completely.
I practiced this a couple times.
Okay, I'm just going to say.
That was pure luck, Chef. I'm not even want to look at you because I don't know if I can do it again, but
Chef Danielle.
Yeah, it's actually really tough because there is this thick membrane right on the inside, and you kind of just have to take your thumbs and pull it.
Exactly.
Pull it apart.
So I was doing a catering event for 1,800 once, and we had quail eggs on it, and my chefs all looked at me like I was crazy because I asked them to do them all up, like to order. And they're like, so do we get to crack them ahead of time? And I said, well, no, because I don't want them to get the membrane. So they're cracking. Okay, so
yeah, this is hard. But I think we're still good. I think we're
there
still
we
good,
go.
Chef.
Perfect.
We did it.
Perfect. So what's really nice is what I like about a quail egg is I find that the richness of the yolk is really nicely balanced, and so the white, the albumin, and the yolk, there's a good ratio. So like on a chicken egg, sometimes you have like somewhat of a smaller or a larger yolk and not as much albumin, and so I like basically it comes out really nice.
Yeah.
And
it's a good amount of white yolk, which is just great. And it's so cute and so beautiful.
They're super beautiful. So I gave you a fish spatula because you want, you can use that, or I just use an offset spatula because it's really small and delicate, just like the quail eggs. So let's go ahead and, so we push, and then you go.
Got it.
There we go. It can be taught.
It can be taught.
It can be taught. So we're going to want to flip one of these just to see, look underneath it. So if you want to use that fish spatula right there and see how they look underneath. Oh, they're starting. Yeah.
Okay, so a little blonde.
Exactly.
So keep going.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to turn that up a little. It's a little cold. You usually don't cook outside, at least I don't, with induction burner and saute pans and make a pupusa. This is the first for me.
Yeah, absolutely. The wind is taking our flame here, as you can see. No flame.
So we started to turn on that pan for the egg. And we're just going to add just a little bit of cooking medium. And as that becomes viscous, like loose in the pan, we can add in the eggs. What's really nice about putting them in a container first is you can see if you have any shell. And also if you're going to break the yolk. Because you want to have the yolk intact, because we're going to make these sunny side up. Because we want to cut into that yolk and have it go into the pupusa. Because that's the fat that I'm adding in.
Yes.
Now, if you want to make it vegetarian, you can take away, if you're ovo-lacto, you can take that away, or you can, add more. So what's really nice is you kind of make this whatever, diet you're on and whatever you like to do. And so it's really simple ingredients, but it's made really well with a lot of attention to detail and really paying attention to what you have.
Do you guys make pupusas at sometimes for special events here at the resort or for anything? Have you ever made them? No, never.
I actually think this may be the first time pupusas have ever been made at the Disney Resort.
Amazing.
I actually feel that might be true. Don't quote me though.
You would know.
Well, yeah, at times. So if you feel the top of this, it's starting to, and so we're going to want to probably flip these.
Okay.
You can smell that masa. Ooh, that looks good. That looks really nice.
Is that what you're looking for, Chef?
Oh yeah, it looks really nice. That looks delicious.
Perfect.
I don't know about you, but that's making me hungry.
Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
We got this, and we got the salsa.
Yes. My favorite part about a pupusa are these dark little crispy bits on the top.
Oh, yeah, the yum-yums.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we nickname them the yum-yums. We're going to jar them. We're going to trademark it. It's going to be perfect.
Yes. I want all of the yum-yums on all of the sides.
So what's really interesting is a lot of the times when you're getting a pupusa, all that cheese has come out. Yes. And so it's like it's got the yum-yumness on it, and then you just want to eat the yum-yumness just solo.
And with the quail egg and the yolk.
I've never been to a restaurant that serves it with egg.
No, I've never seen that either. But I saw it on your menu, and I was like, yes, that's going to be so rich and delicious. Perfect with the salsa.
Of course, it cuts right through that acid with both of the items, and then it gives it a richness that isn't usually there.
Yeah.
So.
And so with the quail egg, you really want it to be, you do not want this to be on like a roaring flame,
No,
right?
you don't want to have it smoking.
Yeah.
You know, you still, because as you're sunny set up, it's nice and delicate, and it's perfectly cooked, and it's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
So you want to have it just as the whites start to cook and come together, and then that yolk will be nice and runny, and it's going to be, it's a magical moment.
It is a magical moment.
It really is. It really, really is. So as we're waiting for a second, I'm just going to kind of pick up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we're going to plate.
Yeah.
And when you plate, you want to have a clean area.
All right, so he's gonna like clear the decks here. And I'm not gonna do anything other than ask you guys, if you have any questions, now would be a good time. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, we're gonna come to you with the mic here. Mike is coming. We're gonna take some questions. It's coming out. You ready for some questions, Chef? I want to know, I'm going to start with the first one because I actually have been wondering this. How do you manage all of the allergies that you might see at the park? Like, how are you doing that? You are creating menus, this guy creates menus for gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, vegan, you name it, you do it, or pescatarian even. How do you come up with all of these different versions of these recipes?
Well, a lot of the times you have to think about what's the outcome, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're using a soy-based product, so if you're doing any type of Asian or Southeast Asian food, there's a lot of different, you know, they all have soy, but you can use tamari.
Yeah.
So you just use a gluten-free soy
Yeah.
sauce. And so I actually work in conjunction with all the operators in helping them with their menus. And we have a whole team that vets it in health and wellness here at the resort because we're very cognizant of all the different allergies. You know, people want to feel safe. They trust us. That's the one thing I love about hospitality, right? It's people come here to escape life, and they trust us with everything that we have, and then they want to have a wonderful experience, be able to then go back out and soon to ride the Incredicoaster, and you know all those other things that are going on, and they want to feel safe. And that's a big responsibility. It really is. So I'm starting to smell a little bit of masa. So I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. This is becoming viscous. Did we find the microphone?
What are you looking for? The microphone is here. Yeah, we're ready.
Could you make one of the pupusas under the camera so we could see the little purse thing that you're doing?
Oh, sure. Most definitely. Most definitely.
You want to stand here, Chef?
Thank you, because I wouldn't have known where to.
And I'm going to just turn these. Watch this action. You do it so fast and so beautifully. And your palm is actually perfect size.
It really is.
I gotta give that to you.
It's the gauntlet, you know.
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be perfectly round when you're making it this time, because you're going to just fold it kind of like a beggar's purse. And just take it.
Jackie, have you made pupusas before?
No, I want him to make me some though.
Yeah.
They're usually too spicy for me when we go out.
So, as you see, it's kind of just like this.
So it looks like a little purse at this point, right?
Yep.
And this is the trick. This is when he starts to pull off what he doesn't need. So that's like perfect. It's such a great trick. Don't try to start with exactly what you need, because it's probably not going to really come together. Give yourself that extra bit and then just pull off what you don't need, that excess. Wow. 2 seconds.
So the pupuseria that we go to, we told them that I was doing this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then she's like, so you want to come in the back now? And I was like, oh.
Did you? Did you?
I actually didn't. I kind of shied away and got a little like nervous.
Next time.
Next time, exactly.
Now, how many times do you flip these, Chef? Do you do a one time?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah. Okay. I want
I
you
just
to
like
get
things
them
to
on
be
the other
even.
side, though, so I'm flipping them again.
So,
Alright.
it's not a worry at all. So let's go ahead and slide those eggs into.
Alright.
You can do one at a time, so that they don't stick together. So that oil is really nice and viscous, so that you're able to. Nice. You're a professional, I can tell. You made a few eggs in your life?
I made a few eggs. The egg station is the hardest station on any line.
I would have to. An
Would
egg
you
cook
agree?
is worth it. They're worth their weight in gold.
That's right.
So my first job, I worked at a breakfast lunch house, and I wore shorts in the kitchen and a baseball cap backwards. And we made pumpkin bread French toast, fresh biscuits every day, and I made eggs. And that was my first job. And I vowed to myself I would never be a breakfast cook again.
Yes.
And my last job before I came here, we made breakfast.
You were a breakfast cook. Of course.
It's like full circle. It really is. So,
Now, have you ever made quail eggs to order?
yes.
Ah, you have.
Yes.
So you have to crack all those beforehand.
You do,
Yeah,
and
you
so
have
that's
to
why
have them.
you have them in the dishes,
Yes.
and so when you're doing high volume of anything, you're going to want to make sure that you, so. Just release them real quick.
Okay.
You do it with fish too, so you take your spatula and you hit the side of the
What a
pan,
cool trick.
and it actually releases the fish without, because if you take your spatula and you try to, if you do the back end, I mean, I've tried it all 1,000 different ways, and you knock over salt, and then you keep on, doing that, and it's really interesting that it's the easiest way to release the egg or the fish, and it's really delicate, and it allows it to be able to be naturally, get loose. So we can probably, I think, did I do that right?
Close enough. I know it's the thumb. It's really just the thumb.
Am I pushing? Like, do I have too much surface area?
Maybe.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm kind of used to that at this point. So.
And do you season the quail eggs with salt, Chef?
I do.
You do.
Yes.
And you do it after or while cooking?
Well, you don't want to. I do it like as I'm almost done. So as these are coming up, can we? Let's move them over to the side there. So I mean, they look like perfectly Dr. Seuss, just not green.
So they look like perfect. They look like they're fake. They're not.
And this is actually not the magic of television. They actually are perfect.
We did this.
You did this.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
No, truly my pleasure. Truly my pleasure. So while we're looking at this, we can start to. We're using very decorative plateware today.
Oh, is that
wood? This is going to be the wood today.
Oh,
So the plate, and so you can use anything you like, but I kind of like the natural.
I love that.
And because it's going to be, so you're going to want to allow your salsa to cool.
Okay.
Because it also, just like I said, you make it a day ahead, it's a lot better.
Yes, absolutely. So this has been made a day ahead.
Correct.
And it's really ready.
Now this is the magic of television.
This is right here. I love that you're using this. I thought that was just a stand for paper.
Well,
Or
it's a
pupusa.
paperweight.
I was going to put the pupusa there. Amazing. Do you use, it's probably so fun for you because you get to use all sorts of these things in the restaurants here and in the resort.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Let me move over. Let's take all this stuff off of it. Yeah, vessels are really cool. I think that's like the best. It's almost as important as the food itself. So as those are starting to come together, I'd probably just cook those just a little bit longer because they're a little translucent.
Great.
Now, what's really nice is that we're going to just kind of mix this up again. And if you look, there's quite a bit of liquid there. So, you're going to want to, that liquid is that flavor that's really adding to everything.
Wait, I want them to see this. You guys see how much liquid has really come out of this right now? This
just
is
a
all
little
from
bit
the
of
salt. So you really want to mix this up before you plate. Don't just go and try to plate with a dry portion of it.
Exactly.
Mix it up, moisten it up a little bit.
Exactly, and so it breaks it down and it mellows a little bit of the jalapeno, mellows a little bit of that onion, so it's not sharp.
Yes.
I've had some people add sugar, and I'm not a big fan of that because I don't like this. I think that it needs that sharpness.
Yes.
So what's interesting is this looks very rustic, and it's really nice, and then it's going to have the brightness of the pupusa, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our spatula, and I really like the one you made. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, thank you.
I really
It didn't turn out bad.
Look at that. You guys, that came out perfect. Very even. Can you smell that masa?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like cooked corn. It's such a delicious smell.
Exactly.
And you usually serve about 2 on a plate if you were going to do it.
Well, if you come to if you eat with me, we're gonna have like 12.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, let's just be real. And then we have some shrimp tacos and some chicken tacos.
Don't be fooled, you guys. This is not one portion.
No. This is a teaser.
Yeah, this is.
Let's just be real. Do I look like I eat 2?
That's right.
Or more? Let's be real. So then what we do, I want to wait for those the quail eggs. And are we on?
These are. It's on a really low flame.
Low flame.
Yeah.
Induction burner.
Flame. Yeah.
So
I just want to wait till they're cooked just a little bit.
So we're just going to cook this up a little bit more. So first timers to Disneyland.
Anyone? No, not this crowd.
APs.
Every single hand goes up. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Love that.
Yes. First time to Food and Wine. Wow,
Awesome.
that's fantastic.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you brought up oomph.
I did. Did you come up with that
I did
dish?
not. But I think
Have you had it?
Yes.
Okay.
It is fantastic. Well, so it's got avocado. And we're from California.
Right.
Come on, it's from here.
Yes, yes, yes.
And in our family, if you don't like avocado, it's kind of a bad deal.
Right.
It's just we have avocados everywhere. So it's really neat. It's a soy-based protein that. So for every 3 grams of or 3 ounces of chicken, it's 7 grams of protein for just regular chicken. For oomph, 3 ounces of oomph is 75 grams of protein.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's vegan. It's all natural.
It's all plant-based.
Exactly. And so it tastes, acts, and it also takes on the characteristics of chicken. So it's super cool. And last year we did the jackfruit nachos.
I remember.
And those were like unbelievable. So did you know that we sell the jackfruit, like barbecue jackfruit pulled pork sandwich over at Smoke Jumpers?
I did.
It is fantastic. So it looks like we're ready to roll.
It wasn't chicken.
You're way better at that than I am.
I know, it's just, I do this in my sleep now. Just like, induction. Yeah, like a keyboard.
I work at PF Chang's, you work the wok,
Right.
and the heat's with your
Oh,
knees.
yeah? Oh, right.
And you're just like cooking like this and just having fun. So it's pushing buttons is kind of odd.
Totally. We're used to flame. Yes. So we're doing a final plate here, and then you guys, hopefully you have more questions for Chef Adam for our last couple of minutes. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And we didn't season this up yet, Chef, I just want to remind you.
Yep.
Perfect.
The spilt salt.
The spilled salt.
The guarantee is I will always make a mess in the kitchen. My mother will tell you that's the truth. Who's sitting right there?
Oh, is this Mom?
Yeah, they flew in, Mom and Dad flew in from Seattle.
Yay, welcome from Seattle.
Yeah, they brought the weather.
That's right.
So, super simple,
Super simple.
right? It almost, I think it looks Dr. Seussian, but that's just me.
Yeah, I love it for that, especially on this wooden plank.
Very whimsical.
All right, and then this just goes on the side, but of course you can put it right on top, however you want. Oh, okay, you do it little halfsies there.
Yeah.
And I like to open it up and stuff it in.
Yeah,
That's
so you
just
cut
me.
it up.
Yeah.
Or what you do is you just cut and have the yolk pour all over it to get the deliciousness all over it.
Yum.
Even.
You guys, doesn't this look amazing?
Yeah.
It actually, if you look at
Incredible.
it, I tried to make Mickey. It just didn't work out.
I love that. Awesome. You guys, any more questions for Chef Adam? Yeah, we have a question right here. We have a question right here. She's coming. We're gonna give you. Can you hang tight here? We're gonna give you a microphone.
I'm very curious. This is my daughter.
Yeah, I know. We can't
Alyssa,
wait.
you have a question for me?
Oh, what are we having for dinner, Dad?
So what was that again, sweetie?
What are we gonna have for dinner?
So we're gonna go to Carthay Circle.
Oh,
Yes.
that'll be fun.
Exactly.
Lucky.
Oh, well, why not? I mean, cheddar biscuits.
Cheddar biscuits. That's right. And because Mom and Dad are in town.
Exactly.
And the whole gang has to go out for dinner. Amazing.
Of course, of course.
Great.
Wonderful question. We need to know what we're
Yeah,
eating.
we need to know what you're eating.
Yes.
Yep. You can go ahead and yell it out. I'll repeat it. Good question.
Was it?
Do you actually experiment for Food and Wine and Festival of Holidays, the menu items? Are you actually doing the experimentation and
The
deciding?
idealization of what goes in and what
Yeah.
comes out, yes. At times I do help out with that, and then also the chefs also utilize it as a platform to see what works within the resort as a whole as we look at new menu items for core in the restaurants around.
Yeah.
Because it's a really good platform to see what velocity of sales go through on the different ones.
Yeah.
So as I said, the jackfruit
Yeah.
was such a big thing.
Yes.
So then we put it into Smoke Jumpers.
Yeah.
Grill.
Good deal.
Oh, yeah,
It was such a big seller last year.
Huge.
Yeah.
It was, people thought it was, they did not believe it was not carnitas.
Yeah.
Like it's delicious. If you've never had jackfruit, I guarantee you'll enjoy it.
It's incredible, and I feel like that had your name all over it, right? Bringing the jackfruit, bringing the oomph,
It wasn't,
bringing these.
I'm going to say it wasn't, it's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration, of course.
A collaboration, always.
It's really him. It's really him. Okay, so what is your favorite thing to cook at home? Just when you're relaxing, when you're not at the park, what do you actually cook at home
So
to feast?
I like to make chilaquiles.
Aha!
And we add egg, a fried egg on top, and cheese, and lots of wonderful salsa. And
Yeah.
My wife loves it.
Yes, I love that. Delicious.
It's like the comfort food of all comfort foods. It's unbelievable. It's a magical experience, really.
It really is. And did you go to the Hyde Park CIA, or were you here at Greystone in Napa?
I went to Hyde Park.
Yeah. What was your most memorable experience from going to the CIA? You know, the top culinary school in the whole United States.
That's a really. It was a class that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
And actually, I have two. Can I choose two?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Of
course. Charcuterie.
Yeah.
So making salamis and cured meats.
Yes.
And then fish kitchen, and we actually butchered all of the fish for the whole school.
Wow.
So what's really neat about the CIA is that all the different kitchens that you learn in cook for the students that eat.
Yeah.
So like none of the food goes to waste. So if you're in international kitchen, you're feeding this group of class. So you always actually have real life experience, and then the last 4 classes you take are the restaurants that are on campus.
Yeah.
So wonderful, wonderful experience. Probably the best experience I've had. You know,
would you recommend culinary school to any budding chefs out here that might be interested in that?
I definitely recommend culinary school, but I recommend going in and getting your feet wet in a restaurant
Absolutely.
prior, because then you really know if it's the business for you. Because it is difficult. It's grueling. You're on your feet. Conditions are hot. But I got to be honest with you. There's nothing like making a wonderful dish that people go, "Wow, that's amazing."
Yes.
It truly is great.
Absolutely. And then I have to ask about your special talent. This guy has a special talent.
It's a special talent that I wish I still exercised as much.
Sure.
But my father and I learned to play the bagpipes.
Isn't that so cool?
A long, long time ago. When I was in high school, I actually marched in the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Parade in '98, and then came here and marched in the Magic Music Days here at Disneyland.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yes.
All right, well, we need to see you with bagpipes out here one of these days.
One of these days.
One of these days.
I picked them up, I think, a summer ago. And I guess I'm just not as full of as much hot air as I used to be. So it's a little difficult.
Any other final questions for Chef Adam?
Oh.
Yeah? She wants you to.
What's going on, sweetie?
Yeah, what's your question?
I'm sorry?
Who's gonna eat your pupusas? Are they for your snack afterwards?
They're for me.
Yes,
Alyssa?
And probably for you.
Yes, sweetie.
When are you going to make pupusas at
Wow.
home, Dad?
I just got called out by my daughter.
I think they're coming to you next week.
I think maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow, that's right.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Let's give it up for Chef Adam Brown.
Thank
Thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you very,
that was
very
a lot of fun. Very informative, too.
Yes,
Love
thank you.
that. You guys, stick around. We have a 6 p.m.